here's the power of one thing to change negative thinking. Thinking is sort of like a river. It's always moving. In fact, back in 1890, William James coined the phrase, a stream of consciousness. And the idea that when we're thinking, even when we're sleeping, there's conscious thought, and in our sleeping, these unconscious thoughts. It's just the way God has wired us, and that's what makes changing our thinking so difficult. We can't stop that thinking process, grab hold of a thought, and change it. Well, we can for a moment, but then there's another thought right behind it. So there's always this constant process of changing. So can I encourage you, as you think of what the Scripture teaches us about taking captive every thought out of obedience to Christ, that we make it a 30-day challenge to say, I'm going to be very mindful, very aware of my thinking, and out of obedience to Christ, to think on those things, as Paul says, that are true and admirable and praiseworthy and of good report, and do as the Scripture says in Ephesians, to be renewed in the spirit of my mind. In other words, going back to the source of those conscious thoughts that flow through our heart and through our head, and get to the core. If there's an attitude issue I have to deal with, or forgiveness I have to deal with, or whatever it may be, upstream, so I can change those thoughts, change that reality in my own life, so when those thoughts come through, those streams of consciousness will be different. They'll be honoring to God. And when you do, I really believe that is intentional living.